So the Welsh kick off their Euro 2020 campaign with, of course, a bit of a fight back and managed to salvage a point. But what about the Swiss? Why did they miss? I'll tell you next. That's right, folks, back once again with another match review. This time looking back at That's right, folks, back once again with another match review. This time looking back at Euro 2020 match between the Welsh and the Swiss. And we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, where the heck have you been, boys? Smash your subscribe and get your bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Euro 2020 related, well, football related. We're going to know here. I know I'm Ruski. That's right, boys and girls. The final whistle is still ringing in my ears. And of course, the Welsh managed to hang on and salvage themselves a bit of a point. We'll talk about that in a minute. A big shout out to the VIPs. They are the Patreons. Thank you for your continued support behind the scenes. And once again, if you want to join the illustrious band of men, then check out the link down below, and also check out the links in the description to support the channel in another way. So let's get cracking and have a look at what we're talking about. So here we go, boys and girls, kicking back, of course, to the 1-1 draw between the Welsh and the Swiss. That's right, goodness gracious me. Not the greatest start to, of course, Euro 2020 for the first half anyway, but it ultimately ended up 1-1 with, of course, goals in the second half, both of them coming at you. Of course, Breel Embolo, the sort of main attacking force from the Swiss today. And of course, they could have snatched all 3 points, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But of course, they did open it up with a Breel Embolo special on the 49th minute. And to be fair, at that point, it looked like it was game over, home and hose, because the Welsh kind of flattered to deceive, to be fair. Of course, not really much quality, not really much possession. 64% going in favour of the Swiss, just 36% going in favour of the Welsh. 18 shots for the Swiss on the day, just 7 of those on target. What else do we got going on here? Of course, they had more touches as well. The Swiss 667 compared to 428 for the Welsh. Of course, the Welsh had 36% possession, 9 shots on the day, and just 1 off target. So they're more clinical with the shots, of course, on target. They had less corners than the Swiss, 12 for them, and of course 9 free kicks, and compared to the 6 for the Swiss. Of course, the equaliser came from 74th minute for the injured warrior, that is Kieffer Moore, to make it all square. And it looked like, of course, plain sailing for the Welsh from there on in, but no, there was a last bit of drama. Of course, Stadiovic, I think, or who was it? I think it was Granovic or something like that. He did actually get the ball in the back of the net, but it was ruled out for a bit of VAR controversy. But again, Swiss dominating in possession, looked a better side, and of course will be at least a strong contenders for that runners-up spot over in this division. Of course, we do think the Italians will run away with it after their opening display against the Turkish. Of course, it will make up the next matches, will be very, very spicy. A win for the Turkish will, of course, put them in contention for the second spot, as of course the likelihood is that Italy will win again, and of course will put the recipient of that match in a bit of hot water. So anyway, 1-1 was the final score in the end. Of course, there's a bit of a shot grid here. Of course, the blue is the Swiss, the orange is the Welsh. Of course, as you can see, they were peppered this match. Of course, a lot of shots going in the direction of the goal, but of course only one found it in the back of the net legally. As to the Welsh, just a few slim pickings, but guess what, the fight is still there, even of course with Ryan Giggs no longer pulling the strings on a bit of a gardening leave for the time being. Robert Page did show a bit of attacking nous, but as of course they managed to get themselves a share of the spoils in the end. Let's take a look at the heat maps. As you can see, if you're a heat map fan like me, of course, this is the Welsh, of course, more sporadic than anything else, going down the left-hand side for the most part, not as much down the right-hand side. And again, as you can see, the position was sparse. As for the Swiss, they were absolutely all over the place. It does look a bit of Swiss cheese, but there's only a couple of little holes in there. But again, a lot of coverage for the Swiss. So take a look at the starting 11s then for you. Of course, starting off with the Welsh there, Danny Ward between the sticks, Ben Davies at left back, Joe Rondon, Chris Meppen, and of course Connor Roberts. They had Joe Allen, Dan James, Aaron Ramsey, Joe Morrell, and Gareth Bale in midfield, with Kieffer Moore the lone striker. As for the Swiss, they had Jan Sommer. Of course, it was like a Mönchengladbach 11, really, to be fair. Emmanuel Akajani, of course, Fabian Schär, Nico Elverdi, Ricardo Rodriguez, Ranit Xhaka, Romelu Frula, Kevin Mbambu, Jernin Shaqiri, Breel Embolo, and Hans Sedovic as well. Take a look at match ratings. Of course, Danny Ward, I think, was the man of the match. Him and Breel Embolo competing it for their best honours, but a lot of 5s knocking around. Of course, Ben Davies with a 5, Rondon with a 6, Meppen with a 6, Connor Roberts with a 5. They were very, very timid, were the Welsh. Joe Allen, of course, with a 5, Dan James 6, Ramsey with a 6, Morrell with a 6, and Gareth Bale was kind of 6s down the middle there. Of course, Kieffer Moore with a 7. As for the Swiss, Sommer with a 7. He had a couple of good saves. Kajani with a 6, Fabian Schär with a 5, Nico Elverdi with a 6. Mbambu, Frula with 5s, Ranit Xhaka with a 6, Ricardo Rodriguez with a 6, Shaqiri with a 5, 5. We needed more from that. Harris Seriovic with a 6 and Breel Embolo with an 8. Meanwhile, what's been said on social media, we're kicking it off with Brady 7 rings, said Danny Wood is the best goalkeeper in the tournament anyway. Meanwhile, Rocky Gill said, how did Switzerland not win that game and how much the better team? Embolo put in a quality shift and a threat all second half. Good result for Turkey though. Meanwhile, Mohamed El Sharini says Switzerland deserved to win this but unlucky. Nuzo Innocent said it looked like Embolo was the only player interested in winning the game in the end. James Spycatcher Agar said neither side really, it was more likely the Embolo show. It was indeed. Should have been the Swiss win. That's Matthew. That's Matt Holly, SOFB. Meanwhile, Joel, Real Epic said Switzerland played much better. Wales just got lucky. And Aidan Corey says Switzerland deserved to win for putting so much pressure from the start. That's right. Of course, heading out of this game, this is what the group looks like at the moment. Adding Group A, Italy lead the charge, of course, with Welsh and the Swiss not far behind in joint second space. Of course, Turkey all the way down the bottom with, of course, a -3 goals a game ratio. As for the Welsh, they'll take on Turkey next. Must-win game, I think, for the Turkish. Of course, the Wales, a draw would have put, of course, make it even more hairy into the final third game of the group. Of course, they'll wrap up their three-peat up against Italy as well on the 20th of June. As for the Swiss, they take on Italy next, 16th of June on that one. Same match day, a little bit later on in the day. And, of course, wrap up the complete set up against Turkey on the 20th of June. Well, what do you think about that, boys and girls? What do you think about the result? So what do you think about that, boys and girls? So what do you think about that one, boys and girls? Did the Swiss deserve the 3 points, or were the Welsh lucky? As, of course, mentioned in the old chat. Of course, for me, I think Wales, again, a little bit nervous. Of course, not really swinging on all calibers. I think they just want. I think they're kind of running on the fumes of last campaign in was it Euro 2016? Of course, they're not really the same Wales as before. I think they're a little bit weaker, a little bit more afraid. I think they don't want to let their fans down. I think they're just a little bit off it today. And again, hopefully we can see the better of them against Turkey. Of course, win and they're in. Basically, 4 points should guarantee it. And of course, a defeat for Turkey will probably see them go home. Of course, it set us up for, of course, a nice little mouth-watering counter for the second games. So make sure you come back for that one. Of course, as for the Swiss, not bad as well. Of course, they showed the attacking endeavour, of course, and hopefully they will be able to compete a little bit with the Italians. Of course, they are the neighbours geographically, so we'll see how they fare when they lock horns again on Wednesday. That's it, my friends. That is it. Of course, we've got watch-alongs throughout the channel, so make sure you come by and say hello. And hopefully we can reach the illustrious goal of 20,000 subscribers heading into Monday. Big ask, of course. But until then, though, I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the thumbs up. Smash your subscribe. Check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and, of course, Patreon if you want to support channel in the other way. That's it, my friends. I'll see you soon. Until then, I am out.